Hey, Phil from Got Memories here. I was just starting to do a video on the preparation specifically of mini DV before transfer, which is the rewinding process. So this whole bay area here is just for rewinding, because you never want to rewind tapes in the player that you're going to be playing them in if you run a business, because it's just so much wear and tear, and sometimes these tapes get stuck and you got to literally smash the thing open to get the tapes out, because the tape is the precious part, and I have to sacrifice equipment every now and then to get tapes out, because it's, customer stuff and they haven't taken care of their stuff, and and now here we are 30 years later, and it's destroyed one of my players, which you have to build into the cost of everything. So stand by. I've just got to put my phone in airplane mode, because sometimes with Mixcam I am doing a video and then a phone call comes through and it cuts the video out. So this particular job is like 60 something mini DV tapes, and they've all got, for the most part, dates on them. But the customers just kind of handed them over willy-nilly. So each pile here is a year. So, what I do, which not many companies do, is spend the time to put these in date sequence rather than just being some absolute jumbled shit show mess. And then everything is neatly organized. Let's have a look. I'm compiling a job here right now. This is actually part of that job. So they've all got, customers' first and last name, and then the sequence of them. So trying to, and the ones that have got nothing, there's nothing written on them, and then I just kind of look at them as best I can and label them, but customers can label them themselves. But let's have a look here. I will show one here that, and this is all part of the course, that any quality driven, customer service centric, which is the only company people should be handing their home movies over to, are doing. This is what you have to do. Otherwise, you end up just with just as much jumbled clutter as you handed over. And now you're going to have to spend all the time going through blah, 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 which some people have to do anyway. Well, you do have to do. You just want to check, because sometimes they're not labeled right. But I go through, even if they're labeled wrong, I'm kind of like, this is definitely not Easter 94, because clearly on the screen it's Christmas morning and it has on the date stamp 97. So I'll change it over. Yeah, so that's the process here. Now, rewinding, everybody thinks, oh, this is just a straightforward process and you just run this stuff and it just zips off like a zip drive. No, and this is what my channel is about, is ranting on about all of the problems with all of this cheap plastic magnetic tape media that most people have not kept in the cases, kept in climate-controlled, common sense, preservation, storage locations, as opposed to in the garage, in the attic, damp basement, no cases, open box. You've got 20, 30, 40 years of pet hair, human skin, just generalized funk all over them. And this is what I'm talking about. Hopefully this comes out. I mean, talk about now hopefully this comes out. See, this is what happens with all these tapes, and there's all these transfer companies that are just slapping. Hold on, I gotta shut this door. It's a nice December day in Phoenix, but enough of that beeping. Anyway, this is the first thing I'm doing as I walk in the door today. So it is a mess. This is all broken equipment. Just constant maintenance with all of this old tape player, tape stuff. And this is why all of these companies are just slapping stickers saying we can't play your tape. No refunds either. You send off 50 tapes, they transfer 3 successfully, kind of successfully. You don't get a refund on the $1,000 you just spent. Like, this is the scam, and you don't know whether they even attempted to try. So, like, look at this one here. Okay, that's kicking it back out. sometimes what happened, and now I'm one-handed, sometimes the groove tracks right there, see how it's flowing in that groove? That pops out. But that's okay. Now, I don't know why. Okay, let's put this back in. And again, I'm using players just for these are defunct. So what I do, if it does sometimes do that, fast forward it and then rewind it. Let's have a look. I've got this one here, this one C, all the way at the end. That's all used up, so that needs to be rewound. So there's no fast forwarding this one because it's already fast forward. So I use players with worn heads that just, you know, are going to cost a lot of money to replace. And then I use them as fast forward rewinders. So I'm not wrecking my good equipment. Okay, so that's done. Okay, that's going. Push reset switch. Oh, for fuck's sake. Dude, I'm telling you, this is why. This might come out. Come on. And that one's stuck and that one's stuck. This is what I'm talking about, everybody. Push the reset switch. Is this... Why is that asking me? Okay, so if you do ever see push reset switch, you've got to get see this little tiny thing right here? Reset. You've got to get like a pen, something with a small edge to poke. Let's see. Here we go. This will work. So that there. So, well, the good news is the tape came back out. So you do this and you hold it and then the screen goes black. And I just hold it for about 10 seconds or so. Even if you cut the power when it says that. Oh, shit, no tape, no shit. Let's put that back because you lose stuff. Okay, why on earth? See, look, it's stuck at the same point. And I haven't even started to transfer anything. This is where people go, oh, you know, my tape has only got 37 minutes on it. That means absolutely bugger all in the real world scheme of videotape transfers. It's only 37 minutes, so you think it's going to take 37 minutes to transfer. Yeah. Have you rewound the tape? Have you tested it? Have you put it in a player? And you ran it for 37 minutes and everything went swimmingly? Did you? And then did you do the fart? No. When was the last time you did any of that? I don't know, like a year or two ago. So 2022. No, it's probably more like 1987. Okay, great. Okay. As I tell everyone, when I'm like, with these tapes, you know, they're 30, I'd say the average now is about 33 years old. And I'm like, okay, so it's like, oh, for the love of... So that's 2 for 2. This is a good example. I've kept that one aside right now. And this is another thing with this stuff, is everything has to be tagged. So what I do is I rewind it and then I tag it. So every single customer's invoice number is now stuck on there because all these tapes look the same. You cannot mix them up, okay? This is another thing with other companies. People get other people's tapes back. They get other people's files back. They're watching the home movies and they're like, that's not our family. And I'm even losing kind of track right now because I'm doing this video and I'm not 100% focused because I have to have the front door locked, the curtain up in the front of the shop because you've got to stay hyper focused with this. My phone in airplane mode, you know, all that. Come on, you bastard. Let's go. All right, so that one's fucked over there. Those are not... All right, hold on. See what I'm talking about? The customer said the other day, and this is just the beginning. I haven't even attempted to play these things yet. Just rewinding them is a giant pain in the ass. Come on. Rewind. Come on. And I can't blame the video players and yell at them because, first of all, they're machines. Second of all, these things are, circa 1999, 2001 maybe at best. So we're talking 22-year-old stuff. See, this is going okay now. I'm going to shut up. But that's good. That means that there's an internal problem with this tape and with this tape. Anything out of the cases now I have to inspect. And if there's any problems inside of them, all of these screws, hopefully that's not molded plastic, and I've got to unscrew. Yeah, it is. I've got to break them open. It's like keyhole surgery with these damn things. You open one of these things and then hopefully not only getting it open without wrecking anything, but then putting it back together again and it actually playing or not getting stuck in a player. It's really, really tricky stuff. So getting back on track here, putting these all in date sequence, all of this information has to be put in the file names. There's no other way around it. Any transfer company that's not doing that, piss off. They lure customers in with all this cheap pricing crap, and then and they've got nothing running right now because I've just literally been in the shop 15-20 minutes and the onslaught begins of problems. And as I say again, and for those of you that haven't done your homework, this is what people are getting back. Just blue screen, just nothing. And they go, where's all my oh look, it's back. Look, this is a redo job from who. Well, who you probably don't know. Legacy Box. This is a South Tree. There's Kodak Digitizing, iMemories. I mean, any company. And look, this is what people are getting back. Crap. But it was, they got a special 65% off. They've always got a 65% off special. That's how they get you in. These are that's the same video with the Detroit Lions helmet on. Same thing. This is what I'm talking about. Clear picture and audio versus this crap. This is all coming from worn out players, tapes that are, clogging the video heads, and staff. $12 an hour at best staff that are treated like crap. Sweatshop stuff, quotas to meet. If they don't meet the quota, they're in trouble. That's why they're slapping stickers on things, because they meet their quota, whether it's a sticker or a successful transfer. They just want to get all the tapes in and get all the tapes out. So I'm going to tag those in a minute. I use a price gun like this, and then sticker goes on the tapes like so. Bang. I'll put that on in a second. So I'm just working through this stuff. So this is just the rewinding and organizing process that goes on beforehand to put them in any sort of semblance of sequence and understandability, if that's a word in the English language, where the end result is just nice, neat, and orderly. So if you're sharing this out with family members, especially, at the holidays, it's Christmas time right now upon making this video. So you send them the download link, because I provide a download link included with every order. And then they've just got all these tapes with, serial numbers on them, basically, which is what these companies typically do. But they were like, what's what? I don't know what's what. And you've got to spend all this time going through it rather than going, oh, look, there's Jessica's school play on February 9th, 1995. Here's, Christmas, da-da-da-da-da. And you can elaborate in it, you can change it, but at least the basics are there. And then every videotape just plays with clear picture and audio. But all of these tapes have their own quirky problems. This is coming off my server, but this is streaming from my server here, and the quality, it's all fast. It all just works. Yeah, it's 480, which is more than suffice for old home movies. I do use Elgato for capturing, just for standard transfers. It is stable, it works, the files are good, the audio sync's good. There's all these plus of that. Up-resing and all the trolls that jump on and be like, hey, you should be doing it. Yes, of course, and An ideal world, if someone's got a $20,000 budget to do all this stuff, yeah, sure. But you can't hand grandma, 7 terabyte file, with all the collection of stuff, and then she wants to play it on an iPad. No, just can't be done. It has to be usable for the general public, not this crazy stuff. But the main thing is this clear picture and audio, corner to corner, clean heads, track and adjust, head alignments, all these little things, these quirks that need to be done so clear picture and audio comes through just like over there. But if you are, going through these, you got to put, like I put numbers, So sometimes where they got like, Jenny's 4th birthday, and it just says that. Well, what year was that? Don't know. So if you've got them labeled, you can easily put them in your own order, get a Sharpie. That's what I coach people to do typically. But a lot of times people are just like, I'll take care of it. Okay, I'm OCD, I'll figure it out. That is not the norm with this industry. But anyway, if you'd like me to digitize your home movies, gotmemories.com, fill out the quote form. I need to know the condition of the tapes, where they've been stored. I need to see a picture as well, a clear overhead picture of the collection out of the tapes, window side up, so I can verify that people are telling me the truth, that they've cared for their stuff and they've kept it in climate control conditions, because I don't know where this stuff has been and I'm taking people's word for it. And most people are like, oh yeah, it's an amazing condition. And then I get a videotape and I'm like, whew, and it's covered in 37 years of human skin, cat pee, just fossilized, egg, spider eggs inside, like you name it. You're like, no, our level of like hygiene and cleanliness is clearly not like on the same level here. So I need to see photos. Any company that's not asking for photos or asking where they've been stored, that is a massive red flag, because they're just like a fishing net on the bottom of the ocean, just dragging any old shit in off the street, treating everybody's stuff exactly the same. So if your stuff is in great shape, like you have genuinely kept them in the cases like this, nice and clean, they're sealed away from the elements, and you go, no, my stuff's going to be great because I've taken good care of them. So every company is going to come out with stellar quality. Absolutely the biggest, sorry to burst your bubble, let me tell you what is going on. All the cruddy stuff, they're not cleaning them up. They're putting them in the players. Looks like shit. Then your pristine stuff goes in the same players and it looks like shit. And they go, your stuff is shit. And you go, huh? Yeah, everybody is shit in and it's shit out. And that's it. Garbage in, garbage out. And you don't get refunds on anything. So if you have got stickers on your tapes from all of these crappy companies telling you that there's a problem with the tape, don't take their word for it. More than likely, the tape is perfectly fine. It's the players, because the oxide's coming off, clogging the video heads. Other crud on the tape is clogging the video head. So the player can no longer read it. And that's where the problem lies. The problem is a tape, sometimes there's just so many variables here that somebody has to take the time to backwards engineer the problem and then start from figure it out and then play it. Sometimes I've got to put these tapes in 3, 4, 5 different players and they all look different on every single one. So it's maddening for me to do this. So you can imagine what it's like when there's 100 employees, headless chickens at these companies, especially during the holidays, going, they've had an hour of training from someone that had 2 hours of training. You know what I'm saying? If you own a business and you've got employees, or you have a job and you work with other human beings, you know that there are a lot of useless human beings in your workplace and possibly that work for you in your business. So you can imagine, and in your industry that you work in, there are companies that are full of shit and they're scamming everybody. Every industry has those companies, and you know exactly who they are, and their pricing is, not realistic. That it's the same exact thing with this industry. But here you're dealing with irreplaceable home movies, the only copy of home movies. I would say less than 0.1% of 1% have made copies, backups of their tapes. That's it. Not many people. So if you ask yourself, like, how many backup copies do I have of all my life, basically, of my children and the births and Christmases and loved ones and da-da-da-da. How many backups do you have? None, probably. So you're putting a lot of trust in someone that's going to be taking care of the box of stuff that you would run back into your burning house to save. Once living beings are taken out, then you're like, oh my God, my memories. So you're running back into the burning house, and you're just like, yeah, I've got it now. Now I'm going to hand it over to this like coupon Facebook crap. And then, for $400, they're going to do all this whole shit show of a job. No, they're not. So anyway, that's that. This video did kind of start out with me trying to get these things rewound, and I've really got to pay attention now because this starts to get, especially when actually there's 72 tapes here, 72. And these mini DVs have issues once they start rolling. They pixelate, I've got bars across the screen, blue screen, audio dropout, video dropout. As I have on the channel, if you type in like Got Memories and the mini DV, digital video, like bars, pixelation, all those keywords, you'll see exactly what's going on. And this is just standard def. Then there's HDV, then there's 720 HDV, and there's 1080 HDV. And some of them are proprietary HDV, like these here. Look, mini DV, where is it? Okay, it's mini DV, but it's HDV, 1080, nightmare. So yeah, many different formats. It's all a pain in the ass. It's all lovely. Whatever. Anyway, if you would like to get a quote, gotmemories.com. Need as much information as possible. Also, if you're thinking this is going to be like, oh, he's going to compete with it. No, my pricing is going to be the most expensive you'll find anywhere, more than likely. So just know that this is an investment in your legacy, in your family. And you spend a ton of money on all these camcorders, ton of money on the blank tapes, not let alone all the Christmases, birthdays, vacations, add all of that, everyday stuff up that's recorded on these things. People go, oh, my wedding tape here. Yeah, you hired a videographer. That cost $3,000 to make that one videotape. Perspective. I'm not charging anywhere near that, so don't be worried. But it is an investment, and it's whether you value it or not. So if you care about your memories, you only hand it to somebody that cares equally. I treat this stuff better than my own stuff. I treat it like my own, but better. Because my stuff, I'd be like, oh, my T-ball game, like, don't need it. But if you don't care about your stuff, which is perfectly fine, there is a lot of junk out there. Just throw it away, put it in the trash, and just cherry pick the ones that mean something to you. And you're going to get, more entertaining content back. But if you're just staring at it all going, ugh, I don't know where to begin and end. I just want this off my plate, off my to-do list, the back of my head is just always like, oh my God, I keep walking past that box over the past 15 years, moving it from house to whatever. Then just get it done or throw it away. It's that simple. Anyway, but if you are looking for companies, my God, hopefully you see YouTube content. You're speaking to the person transferring the tapes, not employees, not any of that stuff. You need to know. And you need to see a really high Google score with lots of reviews. Read the reviews. Don't go to Google for reviews. Go to Google Maps for reviews. As I tell everybody, maps.google.com, and it will give you the true reviews rather than all this fake crap that you're seeing on the homepage. Yeah, that's it. All right, cheers, bye. Oh, and if you're in Phoenix, I am by appointment for drop-ups. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, not in England. Don't ask me how I got here. It's a long story, many, many decades ago. Anyway, all right, cheers.